Hi, Assalamualaikum to all of my friends and also my lecturer Dr. HARTINI Binti Ghani. Our group is Group 1 to presenting about IJM Corporation Berhad. I am Atikah Binti Ghani, 05.106 to presenting about what is insurance and risk, importance of insurance, and also step to identify risk. Risk is the chance of something harmful or unexpected could be happen. It can be unexpected and unpredictable events such as destruction of building, loss, death, or damaged value property and belongings, or it may involve someone being injured. Insurance is a legal agreement between two parties, which is the insurance company, insurer, the individual insured for a stipulated payment called premium. Insurer agree to pay to the other defined amount upon the occurrence of a specific loss of the insured on happening of the insured contingency. The contingency is the event which cause of loss. Importance of insurance. We as a human exposed to risk when we go out or stay at home. Same as a property could exposed to risk when something unexpected happen as a earthquake, flood, death, and fire accident. We be exposed to different type of risk in our life. So insurance provide a safeguard against uncertainties and is important to our life and our property safety. This why insurance really important to us. First, insurance provides security. All our businessmen have insurance for their company to protect their business company and their property for paying loss and bankruptcy. Second, insurance reduce business risk and loss. Employee is a huge properties in business. The property may be accident or cause of death. We don't know when we fall ill and death. Insurance can be sure of his earning because the insurer will pay a fixed amount at the time of death, accident, and perils. Third, life insurance encourages saving. Insurance develop the habit of saving. It's developed a habit of saving money by paying a premium. It's good mean to make allocation for retirement age. Fourth, medical support. Medical insurance is considered as an important element in managing risk in health. Anyone can fall ill and critical illness unexpected. Step to identify risk. Risk identification is the process by which organization is able to learn of the areas in which it is exposed to risk. Identification techniques are designed to develop information on source of risk hazard, risk factors, perils, and also exposures to loss. Most risk managers use systematic approach to the problem of risk identification to reduce the possibility of risk identification to identify risk. First, orientation, questionnaire, combination approach, interview, inspection, expose checklist, flowchart, financial statement, and insurance policy checklist. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Mazlin Alysha Zakira Binti Mazuki. My number menstrual is 056072. I will be presenting about IJM Corporation company background. By the end of the 70s, Jurutama and Muda Jaya have emerged as two of the largest company in Malaysia. Tough times set in at the turn of the decade when the influx of large and well-capitalized foreign contractor company who had with them surplus capacity severely affected the competitiveness of local construction companies. Local contractors were slowly being relegated to being subcontractors or minority joint venture partners. Jurutama and Munajaya were not spared. To solve the problem, a meeting of former technical college mates brought the answer. IJB Corporation Berhad, a public listed property company which then owned a small building construction subsidiary, saw the synergies that a combination of IJB Construction, Jurutama and Mutajaya could bring to the group. In 1982, in a friendly takeover, IJB Corporation Berhad acquired all the shares in Jurutama and Mutajaya. Following these acquisitions, Solid State Sdn Berhad was incorporated in 1983, and in 1984 the name was changed to IJM Engineering and Construction Sdn Berhad. And in 1986, IJM turned public and the present logo and a new name, which is IJM Corporation Berhad, was adopted in 1989. They named the new company after their initials written in alphabetical order from IGB Construction Sdn Berhad, Terutama Sdn Berhad and Mudah Jaya Sdn Berhad. IJM Corporation Berhad owns a few subsidiaries in property development, manufacturing and plantations. Next, the founder of IJM Corporation Berhad are Koh Nyew Yin, Yap Lin Sen and Koh Bon Chol. The headquarters is located at Wisma IJM, Jalan Yon Shok Lin, Section 7, Petaling Jaya, Selangor. IJM Corporation Berhad now celebrates 35 years of their successful achievement all around the world and also has gained recognition as a reputable Malaysian conglomerate delivering the promise of inspired solution to its business partners and customers every day.
Hi, my name is Nabilah and my matrix number 056129. My part is about activities in IJM. IJM Construction Business from Industrial Services are providing professional engineering services and collaborate with another company to make sure their services are in the right company's line. IJM successfully released an efficient and convenient toll highway to make sure the country's infrastructure development improve. Besides, IJM also provide design maintenance to cover a broad spectrum of project equipment. There are several activities from other company joins IJM, which is Road Builders Sdn Berhad. Road Builders Holdings Sdn Berhad responsible in managing of holdings including design and construction of public road and bridge. Second is Commerce House Sdn Berhad. Commerce House Sdn Berhad is a company with activities on hardware, plumbing and heating equipment and suppliers, machine, wholesales. And the third one is Building Systems Sdn Berhad. The main activities of IJM Building Systems Sdn Berhad is heavy and civil engineering construction, and it engaged with the construction and engineering project. IJM Construction is a core business and it is committed to the highest standard of quality and performance. Hence, have some company partner that collaborate with IJM with its activities, that is Commerce House Sdn Berhad, which is trading of building material and the provision of insurance agency services. Second is Bionic Land Berhad with engineering and construction, that is Hafera IJM Construction, civil building. And fourth is Master Sdn Berhad, which is Domain LCL, and the last is IJM International Interior Private Limited, interior decoration designer and furnishing. All of them collaborate with IJM in services and activities. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before I start my presentation, I will introduce myself first. My name is Muhammad Amin bin Mahyudin, 050911, from class BBRMT. Okay, my slide is about the identified risks in construction site. Okay, the first slide is about the fire. One of the hazard that I find in the construction site, the risk. Okay, the first risk that I find in construction site is the risk of a fire to break out. Okay, as we all know, construction site are a very highly risky area, and the possibility of a fire to break out is not even possible, because there are many elements that we can find that can start a fire at construction site. Okay, the next slide is about the element of fire at construction site. Okay, as we can see at the first picture, it's about the fire triangle. When oxygen, heat and fuel are present, it will start a fire. Okay, the source of oxygen. Oxygen is a natural gas that we can prevent it because it was everywhere around us. But the second point is the source of emission. We can see that at the second picture, when a worker at construction site cutting steel, it will create a lot of sparkling of fire, and maybe it will create a lot of fire. Okay, the point number 3 is the source of fuel. The example of source of fuel is the insulating material, adhesive timber, or maybe a liquid petroleum gas that we can find at the coastal site can be a combustible fuel and easy to light up. Okay, the next slide is about preventing of fire. The first point is no fire. The first rule of preventing of fire is not start a fire. Next is keep clear. Keep clear is clear away any rubbish and any waste at the site. The third point is save electricity. The fourth point is no smoking. Don't let your worker smoke at the working area. The fifth point is providing extinguishing. Extinguishing is a must in every area so that when a fire starts, we can extinguish them. Okay, the next risk is about the worker risk. Okay, in construction, it's common for worker to fall stuck by object and electrification and carbureted objects. Okay, first, the common factors is about the unprotected size or even the floor holes. The stuck by object is because of falling or flying objects at the coastal site. Electrification is about the contact with power lines, and carbureted object is because the unsafe spoil by placement. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum to Dr. HARTINI and everyone. I'm Auni Fatanah, Binti Ahamad Sabri. My metric number is 056435. I would like to continue the presentation from the Armin part. The third risk is environmental risk. The environmental pollution that occurs is often related to the construction industry. For example, noise pollution. Residents around the construction area voiced concern and reported that there was noise pollution that disturbed residents. The development carried out at the construction site emits the noise of vehicles and machines, affecting tranquility and disturbs the emotions of the surrounding people. Company will be fined if no one, unless granted a license, may issue a noise provided the conditions specified. Construction of solid waste management is also an environmental risk at the construction site. Contractor company can be fined for the offence of peeling solid construction waste without permission. It will give company difficulty because they have to pay the fine. Lastly, health and safety risk. Health and safety risk is the most common risk in the construction site. Risks exposed to workers in construction sites included electric shock, exposure to moving objects, chemicals, dust, noise, and limited space. There are serious accidents among construction workers, which are fatal accidents, accidents without permanent disability, and permanent disability accidents. Company will lose their workers and have to pay extra expenses to cover all the costs. I think that's all from me. The next presenter will explain more about insurance that will propose to the company. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Haikal bin Lokman and my metric number 055888. Okay, we're going to the proposed insurance. First, introduction of proposed insurance. In our life, we are always exposed to risks of one sort or another. It is do not mind whatever we are doing and whatever we are, at home or at work. Many people will find words insurance as taboo and will do not give a try to engage and get know about the advantage of it. Insurance is one of the way to manage our risks and financial tools that can be purchased to protect us, our family members and property from any risk such as flooding and an accident.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Baihaqi bin Rashidi and my matrix number is 054893. Today I will talk about the boulder risk insurance in the proposed insurance section. First of all, boulder risk insurance, also known as cost of construction, which is COC. Boulder risk insurance basically an insurance coverage for building and other structures such as foundation and temporary structures while they are under construction. Insurance providers generally cover the most common types of construction projects, including new residential construction, residential redevelopment, model homes, model households, and commercial property construction. Generally, the most basic boulder risk insurance policy will cover damages caused by fire, weather, and vandalism. Lastly, boulder risk insurance is chosen due to the uncertainty in the future or of the future in the construction site, and it will give assurance to IGM Corporation Berhad that they will be covered if anything happens or incident happens to them in the future. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Next type of insurance in construction is commercial and construction general liability insurance. General liability insurance, sometimes called as commercial general liability or CGL, in a class of insurance that provide liability protection to business. Next, insurance provider creates various versions of these policies available for professional in construction and for construction project. Other than that, this insurance secure the building material if any incident happen. Liability insurance policy are available to protect policyholder from unnecessary risk. A general liability insurance policy will usually cover of damage, including occupational damage, occupational injury, or defamation. And last, this insurance will not affect the company financial. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
My name is Nur Saidahtul Sahira Binti Masnan with the matrix number 056228. Next point that I will explain is commercial auto or truck insurance. Commercial auto insurance is a policy of physical damage and liability coverage for amounts, situation, and usage that not covered by a personal auto insurance policy. This insurance is a must in every type of business. It is because every company have their own vehicle, so in order to curb the risk, they need to take this insurance. Commercial auto insurance help the policy holders to avoid the cost of vehicle repairs, medical expenses, and lawsuit causes by vehicle accident. There are 4 standard coverage options that commercial auto insurance provide. First is liability coverage. This coverage is to protect the company and employees from expenses that associated with accidents. Second is physical damage coverage. This coverage option helps the company to cover the cost of collision, stolen vehicles, damage from vandalism, and destruction from natural disaster that happen to the company vehicle. The third coverage is medical payments coverage. This coverage helps to pay for injury related that are the result from the accidents. The expenses are including medical bills, hospital fees, ambulance costs, and even a funeral expenses. The last coverage are uninsured motorist coverage. When the damages are caused by an uninsured driver, commercial auto insurance will cover it for you and your company. Hence, every company needs to take this insurance to provide them a better coverage when an accident takes place in the nearest future. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Uzair bin Roslizam. My metric number is 056370. I will be presenting about environmental insurance. Environmental insurance can be defined as protections against exposure to the legal liabilities arising from the ownership or redevelopment of existing property or land and any consequential loss and damage. It is wise for businesses to apply for environmental insurance, especially the one that involve in general and civil contractor, because it provides broad coverage that they need to protect their business from the continuous change of environmental landscape. There are several coverages that serve under the environmental insurance, and some of them are: firstly, it provides coverage for the third-party claim of bodily injury or property damage and environmental damage that cause in remediation costs. Secondly, it also provides coverage for storage and staging of equipment that used at the covered job site. Since the construction is highly regulated and litigious industry, the general contractor and the subcontractor should have a precaution where they take a step to transfer the risk of polluting the environmental and the cost associated with the cleaning up environmental damage. It is also important for the businesses, especially the one that based on the construction, to consider taking environmental insurance. This is due to a lot of things can happen during the job. As an example, firstly, due to lack of safe drainage system, a stormwater runoff from the project site may occur and can cause them a lot of loss. Secondly, there is also a possibility that when the company make a hole or puncturing an underground pipeline or storage tank, that will cause a release of hazardous material. Therefore, a typical environmental pollution case should be motivate the contractor to consider taking the environmental insurance. Any contractor or subcontractor that become a party to a project can be held directly or indirectly responsible for a pollution claim and significant cost of remediation. That is all from me. Thank you.
As for our group conclusion, the risk can come to us in many ways. It is whether it comes from the natural disaster or whether it is from the failure of managing a company. We must identify each possible risk that would come to us when managing a company. There are many possible risks that we need to identify. For example, there is an element of fire, so we must identify what causes the fire. The insurance is a must for a person or for a company nowadays, because this insurance can protect a person or a company from any risk or a bad event that could happen in our life. The advantages of insurance is it can provide us a security, it can reduce our business risk, and also medical support. The insurance works by when we pay an insurance premium, so we will have the access to pull the money, and it is only happen when we claim a loss. We can conclude that in this life there are many possible risks that can be triggered, and in many ways we should face it because it is a process of our life. The risk can affect whether a person or a company itself. There are many examples of risks. So that is why we need a insurance to protect us from any bad events, and it also secure our life and our losses. By this, we need to realize by taking a coverage from insurance in order to protect our company for a better future.